obsession with the sauces and everything is an absolute mental illness. It will make the tempeh taste like smoked bacon. Absolute mental illness. If you want to eat smoked bacon or whatever bacon, then go and do it. Of course, it's not as good as raw meat, but hey, if you're vegan, bacon is going to bring you back to life. It would be actual life that you would be consuming, an animal. This is absolutely nothing. A white block of death. Almond milk. That's not milk. You use it because you crave actual milk. This is a mental illness.
In a day as a vegan,
completely mentally ill.
That's coming out of
Completely removed from nature. That's the definition of mental illness. Let me explain this to you. This is the definition of mental illness.
Now let's get back to full day eating.
People actually make these workout videos and talk about biceps for 5 minutes straight. It's insane. Oh wow. A whole different level of mental illness. Damn, she covered up the seed. She's probably gonna accidentally eat it. Extreme mental illness. If this is not mental illness, then what is? This whole video is saying I'm mentally ill and I don't eat what I want when I'm pregnant.
Every single night.
Basically what you do.
All you're trying to do is imitate chicken.
Like a piece.
It's again a mental illness.
Was into, but I was seeing it as medicine. In the past,
Something that made you completely sick is not something that you should be protecting anymore. That's just a sign that you're in a cult.
Locally and organic.
It's totally mental ill. This is literally the definition of mental illness. And now he's actually vegan. Look at him right now. And now. What the fuck? The vegan degeneration kicked in so bad. The face is way more narrow. He's obviously more pale. He has this mentally ill expression in his eyes. Looks tired.
I see vegetables.
That's a mental illness.
With some salt and water.
You don't realize it. You're mentally ill. Why would you put the sauce over the food that you want to eat? Every animal that likes their food simply eats it as it is. You can't do it. You gotta cook it, prepare it, and add stuff to it just to somehow be able to swallow it. The same with the kale. One of the most toxic plants out there. You don't like it, you know that.
Once the veggies and farro are done, add all the components.
Man, you gotta be vegan and so mentally ill and delusional to not see what's going on. You can't build muscle on that at all. Your muscles would absolutely shrink if that's what you would eat. Without any drugs, of course.
It's very good for you. It's
very good for you, yes. Go against your senses. It's very good for you. It tastes terrible, but it's good for you. You taste the toxins, it tastes terrible, but it's good for you.
I swear by it.
Makes sense when you're absolutely mentally ill and retarded.
Trays of wheatgrass with me around the world. But
pretty obvious, right, to have more veggies. But oftentimes what I see a lot of vegans do is they just start to increase things like
she has mentally ill eyes,
pasta, which I will be getting into.
Represents her brain.
In a second, with a
in their mentally ill head, it's the same, maybe even better, even though it doesn't have over 50 nutrients which you would actually get from meat. But somehow they try to make themselves believe that they just ate meat and that they got everything that they needed. It's a very severe mental illness.
Just chomping on a big head of romaine lettuce. So this has got to be one of my
This
favorite
is how
cars
mentally ill you
at
get
the
as a
show, and just of
vegan,
all time
that you
in
eat that
general.
kind of
So
stuff.
It's a Nissan Skyline. It's an art.
This is some of the most boring shit I've ever
You aren't going to be able to
watched.
have exactly perfect form. So you are going to get there.
How can anybody watch workout videos and listen to somebody telling them how to do it? It's just so insane.
But also, you should be using a little bit lighter weights with higher reps so that you can get full range of motion, where you really stretch your bicep out and then you really come to the top range of
Man,
motion.
you have a
When
mental
use heavy
illness,
weights, you generally
body
won't be able to hit.
dysmorphia.
So it's important to hit both
All of
sides
the people
it
who
so
do
you
this are
develop your bicep
narcissistic.
Well,
This is the most mentally ill vegan I've watched so far.
freaking hungry.
For sure.
So I just ended up getting a protein.
What are you doing with all this spirituality BS? Make more vegan
People
content.
like to watch
Just kidding. None of you
mentally
guys
ill
said that.
people
That's just
because
like
they're
how my
mentally ill
sensitive-
themselves.
A glass of
Doing so good.
Okay, this is pure mental illness.
I don't want to.
This is a typical example of somebody who grew up in a city. She's completely removed from nature, from reality, from everything. Just essentially delusional and mentally ill. Nobody ever in a million years in nature would cry or anything in any way even close to that when they see a fish being killed. He also seems mentally retarded. He talks super slow. This is pure mental illness, man.
I hope you enjoyed.
Fake. Wow. She is severely mentally ill. 100%. One of the worst what I eat in a day videos I've ever seen. She had basically nothing the whole. But you also love the animals. It's severe mental illness. Do you not understand what you're saying? Severe mental illness. Severe.
And you just want to swirl that around.
Either she's trying to be funny or she's mentally ill. I would say probably both. The sludge is simply sugar, fructose.
It's topping.
Spices. I'm gonna put a whole load of herbs and spices. Rocky. So I put in cardamom pods, sage, caraway seeds, cumin, chili flakes, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder.
What's up with this? It's like some mental illness. That you want to use so many ingredients because you know that you're starving and you think that you're going to get something out of it, so you just use so much.
Some coconut milk.
Never-ending ingredients.
Tamari is
Technically,
basically
it's
just soy sauce,
witchcraft,
but it
like
is
sage
fermented
and
for longer.
stuff.
Then the veg that's going in.
Absolute nonsense. Some mentally ill people listen to him and actually believe what he's saying.
There are foods and
Okay, so you're mentally ill and admit that you want tuna, but you don't eat it.
To cut them is very simply just a quick vertical slice.
Such mental
and that
illness.
Slice right there makes it so that when
It's
it's
just
in the oven,
funny.
it doesn't, and then out the oven. And
Nah, that's what you're dealing with. And it's all because you can't get over 50 nutrients from plants. Research it, vegans. That's why you're mentally ill. This is complete mental illness. Veganese, imitating mayonnaise because she craves fat. It's supposed to imitate animal fat, but of course it's made out of plant oils. Very unhealthy for humans. There's no fat-soluble vitamins, which you would find in animal fat.
And
it's totally mentally ill, fake, acting. How can you watch that? How can you watch her videos? How can you even be around her in real life? Anyway, yeah. She didn't get over 50 nutrients? What the fuck? It's totally mentally ill, fake, acting. How can you watch that? How can you watch her videos? How can you even be around her in real life? Anyway. Oh,
Hey, guys.
this is total mental illness. How can you say that you like Brussels sprouts and then you cook them and put this sauce over it together with something that looks like cooked meat? Mega delusion. You don't like Brussels sprouts. You would go there to the garden, pick them up and eat them. Nobody does that. All humans hate the taste. They're disgusting. You know it. You cover up the taste. Literally. So absolutely narcissistic. That's a mental illness. And denial is this. This is way beyond mental illness. This is just something really fucked up. You really gotta watch out. It's no joke.
black lentils and white rice with a little bit of red beans.
Why do you count? Oh my. Why count the protein of kale? You can't digest green leaves. You're not an herb. Oh, what? This guy's totally mentally ill. What is the point? Really? He counts up. It's too much. He doesn't even know what the biological value is of any of the foods, which means that it's way less anyway. And then when it's, let's say, at 120, he looks at kale and says, oh, it has 2 more grams of protein. Let's add that. 122. Wow.
Is cooling down.
How do you not understand that you're mentally ill when you go to these lengths to recreate animal foods? She was also making the creamy dressing because obviously she wants cream. Dairy, that's what it's made out of.
It's pretty good. Kind of adds another dimension.
You're mentally ill. It's not yogurt.
So,
the ones who are not vegan understand that you're mentally ill.
With some salt and water.
You don't realize it. You're mentally ill. Why would you put the sauce over the food that you want to eat? Every animal that likes their food simply eats it as it is. You can't do it. You gotta cook it, prepare it, and add stuff to it just to somehow be able to swallow it. The same with the kale. One of the most toxic plants out there. You don't like it, you know that.
Once the veggies and farro are done, add all the components to a bowl with some chopped apple, and that's literally it. Be warned, your home may smell incredible. Yum! Look at how good this looks. Oh my gosh. So this is called the warm harvest bowl. You just have to chop the
It doesn't even look like
vegetables, put it in
food.
the oven,
How does it look
saute
good?
some
I don't get it.
kale. So I'll link the recipe down in the description box below. All you need is sweet potato or butternut squash, a carrot, onion, kale, an apple, and farro. This is like my favorite, you guys. It literally tastes like fall in a bowl.
It's like an ASMR video.
Should Alex make
Fall
an
is when
ASMR
everything
channel?
is slow. And why do you eat something that tastes like tuna? It makes no sense. You're admitting that you're mentally ill. Literally. I don't say that to offend you. You're literally mentally ill. It's just complete mental illness, living in denial.